for Latif Idris.
Yeah!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Latif Idris, and I am an Uber driver. Why are you applauding that? I have no idea. But okay, yeah, it's a pretty steady gig. Really, the hardest thing about being an Uber driver is pretending that your life is not a total and utter failure. Yeah, it's, I didn't go to college for this shit. My degree is not in driving drunken teenagers home. It's in mid-20th century origami, like any respectable millennial would have. It's really hard to get jazzed up about a job where the only two requirements are A, do you own a car, and B, have you ever been a registered sex offender? Correction, have you ever been a registered sex offender within the past 2 years? What else is new? Has anybody been paying attention to what's going on in Iowa right now? Okay, a few people. Yeah, only my beloved party can hold an election with only Democrats, and no Democrat wins. Maybe you shouldn't hold an election on an app. I find it really weird that right between my Pornhub and my Tinder app in my phone is the foundation to our democracy. Maybe I really shouldn't be able to swipe left or swipe right on the future leader of the free world. Also, why Iowa? Nobody gives a fuck about Iowa except for one time every 4 years. If aliens landed in Iowa 2 years ago, no one would have noticed. And another thing, why is it still in Iowa? In this multiracial melting pot known as America, why is the first primary being held in the whitest state in the Union? There are more black people in Mars right now than in Iowa. But that's okay, because the next primary will be held in the urban landscape known as New Hampshire, followed by Hogwarts, and then finally rounding it out at an Abercrombie and Fitch store. Did anybody see the debates a few weeks ago? Obviously nobody. Yeah, the Democrats are gonna lose. And okay, mind you, I'm as progressive as a kale salad, but the Democrats are gonna lose. And do you know why? Because nice won't win you the presidency this time around. Elizabeth Warren waited for 2 hours to confront Bernie Sanders about him calling her a liar. Do you think Donald Trump will wait 2 hours to confront you? No. Just like a pussy, he will grab you immediately. You guys remember the 2016 debates when he was hovering behind Hillary Clinton, just pacing back and forth like she was a black man trying to get into his apartment building? Elizabeth Warren kindly waited for 4 hours to take selfies with her constituency. 4 hours. Donald Trump hasn't spent 4 hours in the White House. He doesn't even get his mail there. And the worst thing about him is he hasn't aged a bit. Presidents age horribly. By the end of his second term, Barack Obama could have passed as James Earl Jones' stunt double. I still look up at the clouds, waiting for them to part, hoping that Barack Obama comes out and teaches me about the circle of life. Not funny. All right, cool. Moving on. Have you seen Bill Clinton lately? He looks like a hillbilly's big toe. Bill Clinton and his best friend Jeffrey Epstein look like identical twins right now. Meanwhile, Donald Trump hasn't aged a bit. He still looks like a deflated basketball, had a love child with Jabba the Hutt. Have you seen him pop out of Air Force One? Saying that he hasn't aged a bit. It's like season 1 of The Apprentice. Just dun 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 dun. It hasn't changed a single bit. It's insane. What else? What could I end this joke on? Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have formally removed themselves from the royal family. They are now being labeled as the black sheep of the royal family. Meghan Markle more so. If you don't think him marrying a woman of color made it easier for them to leave the royal family, you are not paying attention. Prince Harry has been trying to get out of the royal family for a very, very long time. And, okay, I'm going to stop this joke in mid-sentence because I've been saying it for the past week and I've been getting panned for it. Because the punchline is about Princess Diana's death, and everyone always thinks that's really morbid, and I find it really confusing. I don't really get it. It seems like I keep running into a wall. Okay, I'm done, guys. Have yourself a good night. Take care.